Hello RC fans, Racing 393, and as you can see before you, a new kit has come into the world. We're going to do a bit of a box opening here. Actually, I'm just checking notes now. So this is a new thing. I want to get your views on this. I've got mine, as you'd expect, but this is to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Kyosho. And this is the 1987 World Championships winning replica of Joel Johnson Ultima. It does state, and I will repeat what it says on here, I can see, this is a very, very limited edition one-off batch. I'm not going to go into my thoughts just yet, but maybe during the box opening. So what they're saying is when it's gone, it will not be released. This is a recipe for greed, I think. Anyway, that's a bit of a bold statement there. But anyway, American, let me read this little bit here. So, American Joel Johnson won his first two-wheel drive world-class title at the second Electric Off-Road World Championship in England in 1987. I did watch that. It's on YouTube. You can actually watch that too. It's reasonably good coverage. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. I've always said this. RC racing, unless it's something like the 1/8 Nitro or the large scale, I don't know. But to watch it as a spectator isn't a thing. I don't know. Is it just? It's one of those participant things, but to watch it can be a little bit tedious. I have watched good racing on RC over the what am I trying to say? Over the time or whatever. I can't think of the words then. So I've seen many RC races and been well impressed. Even what I'm doing, with the 112 carpets. Yeah, but anyway. So this is a special one-off replica of his car. So it does say it became known as the JJ Spec for obvious reasons. Had custom suspension. The main chassis and front and rear shock stays had a particular enhanced performance styling, whatever that means. What does that mean? Was it like FRP? Was it? I don't know. I think was what the kit is. Only at the time, third-party conversion kits were available, but it was very difficult back then to reproduce the JJ specifications. Now, this is the 13th model in the vintage Kyosho series. Now, Kyosho make. I've got a couple down here, or two have I got? What have I got here? Got another one there, and one just there. Now I will build this one. I said that on all my kits, but I'm going to build this one. But yeah, and I don't know if you know Kyosho. I wouldn't say I'm a Tamiya fan or a Schumacher fan or anything like that. All kits are good, but the vintage Kyosho series is a bit special. So they've tried to recreate this kit, which didn't exist back in 1987. I think it's that is a good move. But my thoughts on the fact of bringing out a kit that's limited. This isn't the only one that Kyosho are doing. They've got another one, which I have ordered as well. It's going to cost me a fortune. But yeah, so looking down some of these, I'm not going to go through all the details on here now, but it does become, I think it's got a pre-built gearbox. I think I also saw on the box it's got pre-built shocks. I don't know. It's got a ball diff, which it should have, I guess. Not everyone's favourite. Not everyone I like ball diffs, but not everyone does. Typically, the tyres on like most Kyoshos are super soft, and that's what it states here as well. It's super soft. Anything else? So the standard type included in the kit, the more modern 2.2 inch standard wheels can be installed. The unassembled chassis kit includes wheels and tyres for front and rear, unpainted body and rear wing. It's a 2mm offset hub, right? So it's good that they've actually gone back to modern fitments of wheels and tyres and that, which means you can probably put any wheel and tyre configuration on there, which is good. Now, what I am going to do is, I mean, you can see the picture there because I'm looking at it now. What can I say? I'm not so sure that the wing plates on the end, although I probably will put them on there to keep it authentic. I'm not a great fan of that. The actual side profile looks a little bit skew-if. I think it would look better without those wing plates. I think you don't have to put them on. I think they're stuck on by the look of it. So whether or not I do that, and I said I would, no, I don't have to do it, do I? But we'll go for it. We're going to get the box. We'll open the box, have a quick look in the kit. I'll give my views on it, and then we'll have a little quick chat at the end about whether any manufacturer releasing limited stock of a retro kit is a good idea. There's fors and against, isn't there? But anyway, this before we go into that, let's go and open the box.
So here's the box. I've got my knife to open it. Right, let's. I've got to stop saying that annoys me. So it's a very nice looking box, very commemorative of the kit, and they've obviously got this Ultima Kyosho 60th anniversary limited edition World Championship machine. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a close up. So it looks really good. Got the good sticker on there. 87 Kyosho Ultima 2-wheel drive World Championship car. I mean, yeah, I think the box looks really good. If you go around the other side, I'm not going to read all that on there, but it's just telling you about the various details on the car. Mainly, you know, you've got the shock stays, the servo and steering, main chassis. The interesting one is it's got the motor guard. The motor guard has got a limited edition, is it powder coated or gunmetal or something, which that things like that are really good. You know, put in the specific. It doesn't come with a motor, which is another bone of contention. Anyway, it does come with a motor guard. You have to buy your own electrics, etc., etc. But you know, end of the day, Kyosho do a fantastic job of telling you about the car. The presentation's spectacular. In typical Kyosho style, it's in a very small looking box, unlike the Tamiya. So generally, the presentation's more of the box rather than it. You know, when you open the box, you'll see it's just chucked in there. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. So, should we get the box open? What do you think? So, let me just turn it round. Yes, it is sealed. Almost don't want to undo it. So this is the first time I've looked into the box as well. The lid goes over. We're going to turn it round. No, it's a bit uninspiring. Well, anyway, it's not, is it? It's actually, it's not too bad. Right, let me just move that over. I'm not going to get things out, but I'll show you what's in the box. So first off, and they are super soft tyres. I mean, and they've got foams, even the fronts. I won't open yet, but you've got to do a tyre sniff. That's worth 400 quid. Right, tyres, not bad. Like, does it come with a motor? No, it doesn't yet. I'm not going to get all this out, but in here, other bits and pieces. Front shock stays, rear shock stays, got the motor mount. various other bits and pieces on there. The good thing about Kyosho is all the bags are, when you build them per bag, generally speaking, unlike Tamiya. Another parts tree bags. This has all got the plastics in there. It's actually got a plastic bag. It is a plastic bag, full of plastic. I'm not going to go anything near the environmental aspect of that because I don't give a shit. But anyway, that's up to me, isn't it? Another plastic bag with plastic wheels. They're quite small. These wheels are tiny. They're probably the same as any other wheel, aren't they? But they just look smaller. What else we got in there? The body shell. It's quite an easy one to cut out. Quite nice plastic. I don't know if the one in 87 would have been polycarbonate or was it Lexan? Don't know. The rear wing. So yeah, all good. The rear wing's a rear wing, isn't it? What else we got in there? This is a quite nice bit. So this is the chassis. I believe this is a carbon fibre main chassis. That is nice. It's got its details on there. Yeah, I like that. I like a bit of carbon fibre. I won't open it. What else? Destructions. Again, for now, I'm not really going to open it. The stickers on the back. Yeah, all good. So, in my opinion, this is a little, how can I say? This is where the Tamiya fanboy comes out. The presentation on some of the old Tamiya kits and Kyosho kits, any kits, was kind of part of the process, wasn't it? You got everything just sort of thrown in there willy-nilly, and you could argue, is that I mean, I don't know, should it be like that? What do you think? Is it normal? What would you prefer? A replica kit like this, or would you prefer one which is presented better, you know, to the user? Interesting. Let me just put this all back together. Right, so we've got that back in the box now. I've built a couple of Kyoshos over the years. The Kyosho kits do build very well, so probably a lot better than Tamiya. I think the finishing of the parts seems better, although some people have sort of expressed that they've got parts missing. I've never had that in any kit. There's always a first, I guess. This being a limited edition holds some value, doesn't it? So this cost me £300. There's no electrics, no motor. Some of it is pre-built. It's got a pre-built gearbox. I thought some of the, you know, I wish it wasn't. I was hoping it would be so that you can build it yourself. It would, in my opinion, for me at least, it would be better. Yeah, and my thing is, you know, because in my head now I'm thinking, God, if I bought two of them, I'd have built one and kept one boxed and sealed. Because in 20 years' time, it's going to be an absolute fortune. Because in 20 years' time, who knows what will be at by then? Will I still be around in 20 years' time? More to the point. Anyway, that's what it entices, doesn't it? This sort of the greed, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, a bit of a greed aspect. It's probably happened all the time there's been re-releases. But some kits fetch big money if they've still been like released years ago and not had a re-release since. Like, you know, for example, I don't know, the Tamiya Rough Rider back in the day, the 80s, I think that has been released, but every so often it's coming out again in like December time. When something like that happens, the original kits from the 80s, if you've still got one, are either built or in kit form, it kind of knocks the bottom out of the value of that kit. Now, the other problem is, why is RC racing such a money pit regarding that? What are your thoughts? Do you think that re-releasing kits or limited edition kits is a good idea? Because this is certainly not aimed at the beginner, is it? It's not aimed at someone thinks, oh, I think I'll take up RC racing for them or their kids. This is for the old school, like me. I don't remember this. 87, I was into RC back then, but I probably didn't understand what Kyosho was. I was a bit naive. I was just Tamiya. I would have known about this. But, YouTube and the internet weren't even around then properly, was it? I can't remember when I was that age. Was it around? I don't know, 87? Don't think so. So you had to rely on magazines. And with the magazines, I probably only read the stuff that interested me. So when it comes to World Championships and people running abroad, and in this case it was in the UK, but I didn't really take a lot of notice. The only bit I took a notice of was the 1/8 Kyosho buggies, Nitro, because I thought they were awesome. Back then they really made me sort of think, wow, am I ever going to get one of them? Well, certainly not when I was younger. I didn't, I could never afford it. But my point being, there's a lot of people that perhaps weren't around in 1987, so they won't remember any of this, and they got into their RC, I say recently, last few years, 5 years or so, whatever, it's only a number, and they bring out kits like this, and because they like their vintage kits because they're a vintage hobbyist, that's fair enough, isn't it? Then it's enticing those people to buy these. That's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, I don't know. Would you buy this to keep in a box on the shelf and hidden away in your loft? Or would you buy it to build it up, to go outside and absolutely give it hell, like you would any radio control car? When I say give it hell, I don't wreck mine, but drive it like it's supposed to be driven. There are going to be people like that. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm a particularly hard RC runner. I'll run it. I don't like them when they turn over and break or bend or scrape. I tend to drive them with more respect than perhaps a lot of other people. I like to use the limits of the car within my limits, so I don't leap it off bloody great big long jumps, high jumps in the air, somersaults, skate parks, nothing like that. I probably wouldn't even do that if I had a car that was designed for that, just the way I am. But I will. This will get run, and it will be done as close as I can. Box art. I'll probably have a look at some of the videos. It is pretty much what it is on the box. But more to the point, what do you think? Are you a fan of limited edition kits? Do you buy them? Do you keep them in a box sealed? Do you buy 2, 3, 4? What do you do? Like I say, I've got another one coming. If I think of it, I'll put it up on the screen now. So this one, as you can see on the screen, is again another Kyosho kit. And this is due out in, I can't remember, in November time, I think. More money, more expense, but I will be getting that one. I've also ordered one of these. I'll put that up on the screen now. Just for old time's sake, I never had one when I was younger, although I did have a sand scorcher. I think that's due out in December. So back to the kit. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. I'll be interested to hear people's thoughts. You know what? I'll tell you what I know. In a nutshell, I bought it because I'm a bit of a retro person anyway. I don't remember this car. I don't have that many Kyosho kits, so again, that's another reason I like the Kyosho brand. It will get built, it will get run, but not hard, and it will stay as new or as new looking as I can. I won't be running it through mud and water and jumps. Maybe a bit of dust, like in next summer or something like that. But yeah, it will get a frequent or infrequent light runs. And that's how I do it. If I had the money, would I buy another one? Probably, because you know it's just open for exploiting the cost, isn't it? It's just open for it, but I can't afford to buy 2 of each. So it'd be interesting to see if any of you have done that. You know, and is your reasoning because you're going to buy one to build and one to keep for your future, your kids' future? What's your reasoning? Or is it just because you'd like to have a new inbox collection? I know lots of people do. They have 2 of each. That's an expensive hobby, but you know, a lot of people do it. I get it. So yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts. And there will be a build video soon. Won't be yet, but this is just the start of it. I've got lots of ongoing projects. But I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoy the car. And please like and consider subscribing if you can, please. It's much appreciated. And I shall see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.